Hello beautiful people, and welcome again to another video. You guys, guess what, it's my birthday. Hey. So if you're seeing this video on the 22nd of March, then it means it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. I am super excited, grateful to God for another year, another season, another opportunity to make better decisions, God willing, to do better with the life that I have been given. If you are just tuning in, you are welcome. Today is a good day to subscribe as a birthday present to me. Okay? Alright guys, you're welcome. With me guys, I'm going to be using a fan because the heat wave is a lot and I don't want to put on my fan because it affects the audio, right? So while I'm working on that, please just pardon me so that I don't melt before your eyes. Okay, alright guys, so in this video pretty much I am just reflecting on the past 2 decades plus of my life. If you want to know how old I am, please go and Google it. Of my life, and realizing actually that with growth comes quite a lot of reflection. And in reflecting this year in particular, I realized that I am who I am now because of the choices I made and did not make over the past few years, because of some of the steps I took and did not take over the past 2+ decades. And moving forward into the next chapter of my life, moving forward into my late 20s, moving forward into 30s, 40s, I want to take better steps so that when I'm in my 30s or 40s, I can look back and say, hey, I did something right. So that's one lesson, and I'd love to share some of the things that I've been reflecting. The very first thing I am learning actually is that I am where I am because of my choices. I am who I am because of my choices, because of the steps I have taken and have not taken. That's the very major thing that I am reflecting on this new year. That my choices have made me who I am today. And if I don't like where I am, then all I need to do is choose better, choose different, right? Choose right. The second thing off the back of that I'm learning is that you can change. Yes, dear adults, it took me a while to get to this point, especially because growing up is to tell us change is a constant thing, but change is really demanding on you as a person. But if you don't evolve, change, you remain the same person that you used to be. And I say this because looking back, some of in terms of career, for example, in terms of life, for example, some of the things I am doing now were, as I said, as a result of choices that I made when I was in primary school, when I was like 9, 10, and I really don't think that I had a very good perspective of the things that I wanted to do, of the dreams that I had at the time. So now that I am here, I am realizing that it's okay to change, and if, I don't know where I heard this quote, but if you don't like where you are, what you're doing, where you are in life, move. You are not a tree. So you can move, you can change, and it's something that I am learning, right? That I can change even some of my aspirations, especially if maybe getting to that point, I am realizing that I do not want this kind of life anymore. I can change. I need to put in the work to change. I need to decide to change, but I can change, right? I can change, and I don't have to change and feel like I'm stuck there. I can continue to evolve. And that's the beautiful thing about growth, guys. Growth is it's a continuous process. We are growing, we are changing daily. So don't just each year add a new number to your age, not just physically, but even mentally, even emotionally, even spiritually. How are we changing as adults? How are we evolving as young adults? Do you still act like that entitled teenager, or are you ready to take a step forward in the right direction? Take responsibility. You guys know I love responsibility on this channel. Take responsibility, take action, stop living in fear, step out in courage. Those are some of the things that I am reflecting on this new year with this new age. The third thing, is gratefulness. Off the back of all of this, while looking back over my life, one of the major things I've come to realize is I may not be where I envision to be. And we envision a lot of things, especially when you're young. You envision by that at 21 you're out of school, at 22 you settled and gotten your job, at 23 you're married, at 25 you've given birth to 2 children. But alas, my sister, my brother, here we are together in the single streets. The Lord is helping us. So off the back of that, I realize, and I continue to realize, right? I am realizing that I may not be where I am, or I may not be where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. You people, don't play. These rhymes are giving. Okay, let me be serious. But I may not be where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. And so looking back over the past 2 decades plus of my life, I realized that God has been faithful. I am still realizing, and I continue to realize, that God is really good to me. God is really good to us, dear adults. Yes, your bank account may not reflect the big change that you want to see. You may not be in the kind of job or career that you want to be. You may not have started the business. You may not be married. Oh God. But God is still good. And if we weren't alive, we'd never even think of these things. If we weren't healthy, if we weren't in a stable, sound state of mind, these things would not be our priority. So looking back, I realized God has been and is still good to me. So I say this to encourage you, dear adults. Stay grateful. Stay grateful. Stay grateful. Gratefulness is a gift. Gratefulness is really, really important. It actually even helps us to receive more from God. So stay grateful. Okay? Don't ever get to a point where you start to complain or criticize. It actually gives bad energy. It's not good, right? Stay grateful, stay full of joy, and let God guide you in all your endeavors. All right. So the next thing that I would like to share, the next reflection actually that I had, is that I need to be more courageous. I need to be more daring. I realized, looking back, reflecting, that I didn't take as many steps as I should have taken. And this is me just owning up, right? Sometimes when you reflect, you have to realize that, hey, you had a part to play. I may have, in certain areas, hidden my talents, hidden my potentials out of fear, of being criticized, out of fear of what people will say. And one, for example, is like this YouTube channel. I had the idea to start YouTube sincerely about 2020 or 2021. I think it was about 2021 there, about late 2020, 2021. I had the idea to start YouTube, but I didn't pursue it because at the time my mind was distracted with so many other things, and when I finally came to think of it, I was scared, literally scared to put on the phone and record a video. But I'm grateful that I'm doing this now, so I look back over the past few years and realize that moving forward, I need to take more daring steps. So dear adults, be more courageous, be bold, be daring, step out, take the steps. And this is very important. One of the things that you realize with growth, especially in adulthood, is those who take daring steps, or those who have taken daring steps in their teens and maybe like early 20s, 20, 21, 22, 5 to 7 years down the line, you can tell the difference between those who stepped out in faith and those who settled. It doesn't take that long. Look around you and look at yourself, look at your peers. And and this I have seen not just with myself but with so many other people around me. And look at the metrics, just look at the statistics. The people who have stepped out and done big things, maybe like taking an unconventional path that they really believed in, maybe gone after their dreams, maybe gone into a career line and given it their all. The people who have taken courageous steps, their lives right now, or maybe like 5 to 10 years after the steps, the courageous steps that they've taken, usually pan out differently from those who settled and just stayed with status quo. So dear adults, don't end up in the number of those who settled for safe. Don't end up in the number of those who stayed in their comfort zone, not willing to try anything at all, stepping into any field, trying any new venture, investing, learning about investment, finance, doing big things, doing huge things. Let us be the adults who change the status quo, so that in our generation it is said that the status quo is the new normal. And what will be our new normal? That people take steps, that people make bold and daring moves. I think about even in Christianity, our spiritual fathers, Bishop Oyedepo, Pastor E. Adeboye. I need you guys to realize that yes, what they have achieved has been over quite a number of years, but if they did not take significant bold steps, like buying property in the bush, like starting private universities, if they did not take those steps, they will not be where they are today. And it doesn't mean that God's grace is not on their life. It just means like the servants that had 5 talents, 3 talents, and 1 talent. It would just mean that they either decided to bury their talents or to invest in it. So dear adults, don't hide. Don't settle for safe. Step out and do great things. God has, reflecting back, I especially this year, I realized God has invested too much in me, too much in you, for you to not do great things. So the final reflection off the back of that is never see the issue of money or finance as a hindrance or a limiting factor when taking these steps. I have realized that finance is not the problem. The Bible says God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think. God will provide. So never see money as, I don't have enough money so I can't do it. No. Step out in faith. This t-shirt I'm wearing is just a testament of a program that I stepped out in faith to do, and God backed me up with resources, with support, with people. So step out, dear adult, in faith. Start today. Take these lessons and let them be things that will guide you to make better decisions with your life moving forward. Bye guys. Yours truly, the Gen Z adult.